Hi guys, today we're going to be learning about fractions. The picture that you're looking at right now has a circle on it. That circle is one whole circle. You can write one whole as a fraction, or you can write it as just the number 1. If you write it as a fraction, your numerator, that top number, is going to be how many pieces we're talking about or doing something to. In this case, 1. One whole piece that we're naming as a fraction. Your denominator is how many pieces it takes to make one whole of whatever it is that you're looking at. In this case, we only have one piece to make one whole, so our fraction is 1 over 1. Now, that whole circle is cut into 2 pieces. Each of those pieces is one part of that one whole. If we're going to name the fractional unit of one of those pieces, your numerator is going to be, how many pieces are we naming? We're naming 1. And then your denominator is, how many pieces does it take to make one whole? It takes 2 of those pieces put together to make one whole. So, if we're naming one of those pieces, the 1 will be on top in the numerator spot, and the 2 will be on bottom in the denominator spot. And that fraction we read as 1/2. One piece is 1/2 of the whole. Looking at this picture, you can see that the whole is now cut into 4 pieces. Where is that 4 going to go? If you answered that the 4 is going to go on the bottom of our fraction, in the denominator spot, you're correct, because that's how many pieces it takes to make one whole. If we're naming one of those pieces, it's going to be 1 on top, because we have 1 piece, and 4 on bottom, because it takes 4 of those pieces to make one whole. So one of those pieces will be labeled as 1/4 of the whole. Now take a look at this one. What fraction would you call one of those pieces? Can you give it a fraction name? You really can't, can you? Because just like when we're multiplying and dividing, when we're using fractions, we have pieces that are all the same size. Those pieces aren't all the same size, so we can't give them a fraction name yet. Now we have pieces that are all the same size. What would you name one of those pieces? We still are looking at just one piece, so we have 1 in that numerator spot. What's going to go in the denominator spot? Remember, the denominator tells how many pieces it takes to make one whole. Right now, it takes 8 pieces to make one whole, so you're going to have an 8 in the denominator spot and a 1 in the numerator spot, since we're naming 1 piece. Now one of those 1/8 pieces is gone. How many pieces are left? What fraction is left? Since the numerator is how many pieces we're looking at, it would be how many pieces are left. And the denominator is still how many pieces it takes to make one whole. So your numerator is going to be the number of pieces you see on that plate, 7. And the denominator is going to be how many pieces it takes to make a whole circle, still 8. Until next time, take care of yourselves, guys.